Okay, we start this mini session as a collection of times when you are by yourself over the course of your first 2 days of class. We're going to start on the morning before your first class ever here at Strixhaven University when you guys decide to split up inside the Fire Jolt Cafe. What would you like to do?
When Motiva goes up with her friends to get her coffee and drink, I'm assuming Mina is there.
Yes, Mina is the one cashing you out and then making your drinks.
Motiva is going to look up whenever she's passing over some coin for some coffee, and she's going to say, "Hey, Mina, I wanted to ask a question.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
So, I have already promised people that I would join their clubs, and I don't break promises, but I was really curious about how your club works because I know how my school did their newsletters was completely different from your guys's. It wasn't paper. I was just curious on how you guys worked, and I wanted to see how your clubs worked.
Oh, yeah. You see her kind of go to look around, and thankfully you don't have anybody behind you in line right now. Most people already have their coffees and are sitting around. Um, and as she goes to put together your drink, she says, "Yeah, it's just a group of us, truth seekers, sort of coming together with different ideas of what to write. Everybody in it is a writer, so everybody involved in the club gets to do a little something in the actual paper and stuff."
Oh, is Truth Seeker your title stuff?
Oh, no, not particularly. Let me actually check really quick. I need to check something about me. Sorry, give me 1 second.
No, take your time.
Of all of my notes.
You do. You spend very long on them.
I do. I do. You see her go to shake her head and kind of laugh and say, "Oh no, not particularly. A truth seeker isn't like a title here or anything. It's just what we like to call ourselves in the club. But if you wanted, I guess the closest like actual title, if you like know about them and stuff, I guess you could call us Lumimancers. But like, I haven't been given a title yet. You generally get that whenever when you're in fourth year."
Ooh, is this whenever I can ask you what year you're in?
I mean, it wasn't really a secret, but I'm a third year.
Ooh, what's your color focus?
My color focus is gotta go back to her page. She kind of gives you a winning smile and says, "I focus on white magic."
Ooh. I don't know what
Generally.
that means.
You'll learn
I'll
about
figure that
it.
out later. Me, Ash, I know what that means.
Yes, but you need to sit your little Magic the Gathering ass down, 'cause Motiva
Well,
doesn't know shit.
Motiva doesn't know what it means. Technically, for like a couple of hours.
This is true.
Motiva will nod and say, "That's very suiting, very suiting. I think."
Well, thank you.
You seem very smart and stuff, so I can imagine that it suits you. I can't see anybody choosing to go this long and choose something they didn't want.
It's surprisingly. You'd be surprised, but it's generally easier to find your color focus than any other decision you make at Strixhaven.
I can kind of believe that.
Yeah, it's best to kind of go into a focus that is very natural to you. So I feel like because they have a very specific the mana colors have a very specific way that they work and philosophy to them. I feel like it's very easy to find your way through that as opposed to picking college, picking major, that sort of thing.
Oh, it's like real life. Well, real life where I'm from. It's a lot harder to pick from 6 colleges rather than here's 2 colors.
Well, there's five, but that's fair.
Well, no, like whenever you have to choose your focus.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. I guess that is true. Yeah, I guess it does. I guess it does cut it down a lot if you're just picking the colors of your college.
Oh, Motiva's gonna snap her fingers and she's gonna say, "In exchange for taking me to your club, I will tell you something I saw."
Oh, what
Yes, yes,
kind of
yes.
something?
Motiva's going to tap her fingers to her lips, and she says, "I think we're both very smart. I can't give away my entire hand.
Well, that
Uh,
is true, but I
but
can't agree to something if I don't know what it's about.
uh, hold on, I need to find his name again.
Okay,
I'm gonna fucking snitch."
do it.
Motiva's gonna say it has something to do with Ambrose Lou's kid.
You see her face sort of light up with interest, and she says, "Interesting."
Ooh, this is sneaky. Ooh, we're being sneaky.
You see her go to look around and kind of go to uh check something behind the counter that you can't see, and she says, "Tell you what, I would love to hear about this, but we should wait until we get to the club room. I still have a bit in my shift, so I can meet you after class."
I would love to meet you after class. It's a date.
You see her go to hand you your drink, and you see that she actually writes on the side of the cup, to meet her at the Biblioplex with a little heart next to it.
I love Mina.
Yes, and as you leave, she like waves with her fingers and gives you a little wink, but she has like a conspiratorial smile on her face.
Motiva is gonna give a little like salute, the eyebrow salute.
Yeah,
Sneaky,
delicious.
sneaky, sneaky. I
Sneaky,
like how Rome was
sneaky.
just like, "Are you a snitch?" Motiva loudly, "No, but I like cute girls."
I'm not a snitch unless it gets me something.
It gives me something, something.
That's really cute. I like that you like me, and I think it's cute.
I think she's really pretty.
She is really pretty.
I also like Snoops. I'm also a Snoop. I kin this.
Awesome. So we end that scene. And that means that we can slide over to yeah, essentially we can slide directly over to meeting back up with Mina, because that's theoretically the next thing that would happen, because I assume when you say talk to Giselle and Chad, then you're talking at the feast?
Yes.
So we would meet back up with Mina. Okay. So I'm gonna put this in the like 3 hours that you guys just hung out at your dorm room. You separate from the gang before you guys go over to the feast. Um,
Yes.
and you go over to the biblioplex. Do you do anything beforehand? Do you want to bring anything in particular? Do you like? Is there anything you want to do before you go and like meet up with Mina?
Motiva's gonna count her money 5 times.
Okay, how much money she got?
Let me check. Motiva got 14 GP.
Wait, but you've been paying CP for your drinks the past couple days.
Yes. Yeah, I have.
So do you not also have
I
CP?
said, oh, well, yeah, but I don't consider CP important.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes more sense. I'm sorry. I thought you meant you only had whole gold coins, and I was like, wait a second. No, that's my bad. Okay.
No. I have 14 GP, 7 SP, 6 CP.
Okay, delicious. Don't worry, you still have all of that. Nobody's stolen anything from you yet.
Motiva's also going to make sure her phone is on standby.
What does that mean?
She's going to put it in her front pocket.
Oh, okay. So it's really easy to like whip out.
Yes.
Yes, that's a really smart idea. Yeah. Oh, actually, because I know you said you also wanted to look at the stores. Do you want to look at the Biblioplex store on your way to go meet Mina?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna describe it a little bit, and I'm gonna give you the thing, and then we can keep doing that. But that's a really easy way for me to go ahead and give it to you. Yeah, so it's basically in that little you know where the alcove is for the library cafe. It's basically on the other side of it, and it's the same sort of size. Um, and it is actually manned by. I have to get the description. The same man that actually gave you your scavenger hunt papers the first day. He has like long black hair, kept in a stylish ponytail, and has glasses with like a delicate chain attached to them. And he wears gray robes and like an embroidered purple scarf. And he sees you walk in and he says, "Welcome, welcome, come on in." And then you see that there's like a bunch of these like shelves behind him and throughout the little alcove that has some pennants like you have, some of the little mascot plushies that you guys have, um, books, scrolls, and a lot of clothes. And I'm going to show you their little stock list.
Clothing.
It's clothing. Let me give this to you. And you can ask him about any of it. Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah, because they're magic.
Jesus.
They're magic.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Mm-hmm. The sending stones aren't that expensive.
The sending stones actually aren't that expensive. Yeah, I'm respectfully looking.
You can ask him about them.
Motiva's gonna point at them and she's going to ask, what's that?
delicious. So as you point to it, so something really fun is that they're basically in like this, you know, those like glass candy dishes with like a little cover over them.
Oh my fucking god, yes.
It's basically like a pile of them in like a glass candy dish with like a little dome container. And so you basically just point at the container and it has all these little stones in them. And he's like, "Oh, those are ascending stones. They are used for communicating with your friends over long distances." And you see he goes to pull up the lid and pull one out, and it looks essentially like a little hunk of crystal, but they all look different. They don't have anything written on them. They just look like prettily colored rocks. Um, and he says, when you're attuned to these, you can use them to send sending messages uh, to people that you know. And something in particular about these that are very nice. So generally, sending stones when you buy them, you spend 100 GP and you get two, right? And they're only connected to each other. But the beauty of being on campus with the foremost of magical technology, and he holds up one and he says, you can buy these individually and you can link them to other sending stones and use it sort of like a group messaging situation.
Oh, it's a telephone. Okay.
I turned it into a Final Fantasy Link Pearl, if you want to
I
know.
I love it so much. Motiva's going to point and say, "Can it be used across dimensions? Planes."
It can, yes. Sending can be used across planes. It is a little bit more finicky that way. It can fail, but you can do that if you like. But in that case, you would have to buy a second one so you can have the one because you can only speak to somebody who has one, essentially.
Oh, Motiva looks infinitely more interested now, and she's just nodding, and she says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Uh, and she's going to point at the mascots, and she's going to say, "Can you tell me what all of them are?"
Yes, of course. And you see he goes to hold them up, and he points to one that looks like yours. Uh, all of them look slightly different, which is very cute. They have like a homemade feel to them. Um, in their stitching, and he points to ones that look like yours, which are like these animals made of like blue and red, like stripes and patterns. And he says, these are elementals. They represent Prismari. Um, and then he points to a bunch of ones that look like black dittos. Since you're from Earth, you would know what a ditto is. And he says these are Inklings and they're Silverquill's mascots. You see him point to a group of ones that look just like plush pests, teeth and eyes and little grub bodies and all.
Oh,
They do look a lot more cuddly because of the fact that they are a plush, but it's obviously meant to be a pest. Um, he points to another grouping of them that are kind of like these shapes made of geometric shapes of layered blue and green. And he says these are fractals for Silverquill. Nope, Quandrix. Sorry. I was thinking about the Inklings still.
no, it's okay. They're
But
very thinkable.
I really like the Inklings a lot. They're very cute. But the fractals are for Quandrix. And then he kind of points to a basket of ones that look similar to the one that Dove got, where it's these vaguely humanoid shapes of various completions that look a bit translucent and say, these are spirit statues.
Oh,
Yes, they're for Lorehold. They're a little harder to make cute, but I think they have their own charm.
I've seen the pests. You guys did good making them look cute.
Thank you, thank you. My handiwork is one of my favorite pastimes. I love having a job where I get to use it all the time.
Motiva's gonna look over. She's gonna whip over, and she's gonna say, "You craft."
Yes, I am a seamster. if you will. All of the clothes here are made and embroidered by me. All of the cuddly mascots are made by me. They are enchanted by another mage, but I make them.
They're magic?
The mascots, yes.
What do they do?
They bolster your confidence and self esteem, and they help to alleviate some of the more negative feelings that come with academia. They are magically imbued to be comforting. They also can stick to
They're
you. And he takes one
yeah.
and he sticks an elemental on top of his head.
Oh, I'm guessing you're part of Prismari then?
I am. Well, not part of Prismari. I just work here, but I did go to Prismari when I was in school.
Oh, you're like Nim. You're trying to pay off tuition and stuff?
Originally I was, but now it's just a job.
Oh, that's sweet though.
Yeah, I really liked my time here, and I think that this is a very cute and fun way to tie in, the stability of like a government desk job while also getting to flex my creativity a little bit.
No, you definitely get to flex. My mom is into crafting and stuff, and she's gonna motion to like all of it, and she's gonna say, "My mom could never do all of this. Her hands would cramp."
It is a lot of work, but thankfully I have a lot of time. I know that they are a little bit more expensive than students always have money for, but it does mean I have a lot of time to basically restock, as it were.
What's in the primer stuff?
Oh, so they are actually magic books. The actual writing generally is about the specific colleges and what they stand for, a bit of their history, famous people from this college, etc., etc., a bit on the founders. But the magic imbued in them, I'm pulling it up really quick so I can tell you.
Oh my gosh, I just realized.
Oh, what's up?
I just realized the cuddly mascots you gave all of us are the colleges you kinned us to.
Yes.
You're so smart, babe.
I thought it would be really cute.
It is really cute.
Yes. But um these books, essentially, they function sort of like magic textbooks. So inside they have information about, general like course studies, things about the college, things about the history of the college, that sort of thing. But the actual magic of it, it has charges that are regained daily. That basically give you a little boost when you are doing certain things that college essentially that are good to have in that college. So things like Lorehold, it gives you a bit of a boost in your history or your religion studies. Prismari, it helps a bit with acrobatics, performance, that sort of thing.
Oh,
It also can
oh,
help you with your spellcasting.
oh, that's really smart. That's
Yes.
a good investment if I can manage to save the money.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you about the spellcasting thing? Because it's very cool.
Yes.
Basically, if you study the primer as part of your long rest, you get an extra spell.
What
Yeah,
the
you
fuck?
you can choose one first level spell from certain spell lists depending on the college, and you can use that spell once without a spell slot if you have the primer in your hands.
Hot damn.
No, that there's a reason why they're expensive. It's because they're really good as items.
Like, I already thought that the cuddly mascot seemed kind of good, and I thought that the pennant seemed really good. Like, this is really good.
Yeah, exactly. like, I can also tell you a bit more about the mechanics of the mascot. You have it in your inventory. Like, that's a real, like, you can look at what the magic item does. It's really cool. It literally, like, helps you against frightened, which is, like, a really big thing that D&D loves to give players, is being frightened.
Oh, that's so cute. Ah, fuck, that's so cute. Ah, shit. I love my little guy. I love my little Scrumblow. I actually thought that the the Prismari mascot was a horse, so it's very cute to know it's actually an elemental.
Yeah, I mean, yours is shaped like a horse.
No, I thought it was just straight up a fucking zebra. I'm
Part
not
zebra.
kidding. I thought it was a fucking fire zebra.
That's really good. Hold on, I'm gonna show you the art that inspired your specific mascot. I think I have it here.
Just little guys.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is what your guy looks like.
Oh,
Yeah, him Hans.
oh,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what the fuck? Okay. Motiva's gonna look around and she's gonna say, I think whenever I go on holiday again, I'm going. I have a friend and he told me I shouldn't buy college specific stuff, but I know if I didn't buy my mom the art college stuff, I think she'd be a bit mad at me. So I gotta make sure I do that before I go back home.
Well, I'm always here. And I personally think that the college merch is very cute.
It is. You did great.
Thank you, thank you.
Motiva's going to stare at it for another hot minute.
Yeah.
And she's gonna say, I must leave. Wait, Motiva's gonna fucking pull out her hand. Hi, my name is Motiva Shane.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Motiva. And he goes to shake your hand and give you a little bit of a bow. And he goes, my name is Groft Lundquist.
It's delightful to meet you again. I don't know if you remember, but you were the one. Well, I'm sure you handed everybody the paper. It's nice
I
to meet
did,
you
I
again.
did. But it's nice to get a feel for the students. It's why I love to volunteer for it.
Well, you make it definitely less intimidating. Motiva's gonna wait and say, I have to meet somebody, but this was really nice.
It was. Thank you for stopping by, and you know where to find me.
I do. Bye bye. And she's gonna fucking bolt.
He goes to wave as you run out. I love the idea that every time Motiva leaves an interaction, she just sprints away.
That's literally all I imagine.
I know, I do too, and it's amazing.
I literally, Motiva literally can never give Rosie shit for running around because she also runs around.
All the time. All the time. Wait a second, fuck.
What?
I keep forgetting to tell you guys about the newsstand in the Fire Jolt Cafe.
Was there anything interesting in the news?
Well, the newsstand has things you can buy, which is why I keep forgetting. I'll just show you what's here.
Okay.
You were at the Fire Jolt Cafe. I'll just show everybody when I get around to telling them about it. But you can buy things there. You can buy like cute little knickknacks and like magazines
Magic
and stuff.
sticky notes.
Yes.
Quill. Potions, potions, potions.
That's a magazine.
Mages Monthly. These are really cute, babe.
Thanks. The first four are all magazines, and then the other ones are actual like knickknacks you can get.
I really like it. Rose tinted glasses.
Yes, literally rose tinted glasses.
Geometric succulents.
Yes,
College sticker set.
stickies.
Sticky.
But yeah, that's over at the Fire Drill Cafe. But it doesn't matter because you're going on your date right now.
I'm glad you liked me calling it that.
I thought it was very cute, and Mina seemed to like it. You go to Skrrr into the Biblioplex, and it takes a little bit of looking, but you eventually see Mina kind of waving to get your attention off to the side, and you run over, and she's like, "Glad to see you found it easy enough."
I got a little bit distracted, but I definitely did find it.
It's okay. There's a lot to get distracted by here, so.
Yeah. Motiva's gonna smile, and she's gonna say, you can go ahead and lead the way.
Yeah, so come on. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get there, but that's okay, because it's nice to have a place that's, carved out just for us,
Oh, 100%. It's nice to have a little cove, a little cave, a little place to yourself. I get
It's
you.
true. It's true. It's true. And you see her go to start kind of walking in a direction. Um, and this is kind of the first time you've kind of walked out of the essentially big entrance of the Biblioplex. And you kind of see as you walk some of the squares of marble flooring start to have sort of grass pop up. You see a bit more of the winding bookcases and how there's really not that many people outside of this front area, and most of the people you run into are the sort of clockwork archivists. And give me just 1 second.
My little fucking ADHD brain keeps rearranging certain things that you put down so that it'll make a pattern of 1 2 1 2, and it just makes me happy.
1 second. I have to roll something really quick.
Hello?
Yeah, what about it?
Am I being fucking jumped by Mina?
So something really interesting as you're sort of walking around, you kind of notice that all of the light is coming in from these big windows, that you assume are near the domed ceiling of the biblioplex. But as you look up, as somebody told you once, you do actually see that there are sort of clouds obscuring it. And the more you walk, it gets sort of dim, but there are almost these sort of floating lights like lighting your path as you walk between the stacks of books. And you come to essentially a spiral of bookcases, and at the end of the spiral is just this little round room. And it has a table, it has this big cubic contraption in one corner, a bunch of books and papers kind of just thrown out on the table, and you see that there is a human man sitting there scribbling something furiously on a piece of paper. And let me get his art really quick. Stupids. Need that guy. Need that guy. And he looks like this. And as you guys sort of walk up to the area where he's at the table, you see Mina kind of goes over and kind of sits on a corner of the table, kind of peering down at what he's scribbling, and says, "Hey, Gray, what you working on?" And they start like jabbering about like this sort of article that's being made, but this one thing isn't coming out right because this one thing they don't know, yada yada yada. And you're kind of left to your own devices for a second. Um, how do you like this little alcove you're in?
Motiva's gonna take a picture of where the little alcove door is.
There is no door. It is just the
arch.
the arch.
The like entry point.
The entry point was the end of a essentially hallway. It was a hallway made from two stacks of bookshelves next to each other.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take a picture of it.
Okay,
Because that's weird. It's a lot of books.
Yeah, it is. You walked for a long time to get here too. That was a weird ass spiral of books you were just walking through.
Yeah.
I feel like the longer you're in here, Motiva starts to realize exactly why somebody was like, yeah, you don't go find your own books, you just ask for them, because the Biblioplex is fucking weird.
It must be really funny if like a fucking one of the archivists like fucking busts down the door and it's just like, give me Monster Prom comic book volume 2. Give it to me.
Give it to me.
Yeah, no, I imagine Motiva for a hot second thought she was gonna get fucking mugged.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Her little city slicker feelings kicking in. She's gonna like look at all the stuff, and she's gonna try and peek at what's being written.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me like a perception, and if you're trying to be sneaky, also roll me a stealth, and I'll kind of describe what's in this little alcove. Again, it's kind of still lined by bookshelves, but now they're in sort of like a circular shape. And one of them is actually really neat because you see that one of them looks like kind of weird, and you actually see that it's one copy of every previous Strixhaven Star magazine, and I think that's kind of neat. They have one, like they have the backlog there. What did you do?
My stealth was a 1.
Yeah.
My perception was a 5.
I hope you like getting caught and not even seeing what was there.
I love it, actually.
I love D&D. D&D is so funny. Yeah, so you go to like look through and you see the contraption. It kind of looks like, hold on one second. It kind of looks like if a printing press met a Rubik's Cube, this contraption that's in the corner. And it kind of like idly moves on its own, but nothing is coming out of it at the moment. And you finally circle over, and you're now on the other side of this person that Mina referred to as Gray, as they're talking, and you go to kind of like look over the paper, and you can't see it, so you lean over a bit farther, and your hip like knocks into his elbow, and it makes him leave an entire line of ink. And he looks at you and he says, "Can I help you?"
Maybe. Motiva's gonna look at it panicked and she's like, can I fix this? Can I, how do I, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I ruined it. I'm so sorry.
You see him go to kind of just give like a sigh and roll his eyes, and he kind of puts up a hand that's like dismissive, and it's like it's fine. And you see him go to, I actually have to check really quick. Spells he has.
It really sucks too, because I literally can't do anything. I just like looked through all of my goddamn spells. I don't have a single fucking thing that can fix
You
this.
don't have anything. You see him go to just sigh and kind of go to like slowly start moving his hand above the paper. And something very interesting is that you start to see the ink on the page sort of prickle, like it's being given texture. And while he is doing that, you see Mina kind of goes to slyly reach over and do a similar thing, and the ink is lifted from the page and deposited back in the inkwell. And Mina kind of looks over at you both and says, "See, no harm, no foul. Everything's fine. Besides, you've been scribbling on it this whole time. Like, we wouldn't have been able to publish it anyway." And he's like, I know.
So, is that how all Silver Quill students do their magic?
They kind of look to each other, and Mina gives a shrug and says, "Well, I mean, ecomancy is kind of Silverquill's like thing. Not everybody is like focusing in it, but like when you're in Silverquill, you learn at least a little bit usually."
Oh, I was just asking because the boy I was talking about with you, that's all he was doing, and it was weird. It was like he was making ink out of thin air. I don't know.
And you see her go to grin at you as she's like sitting on this table, and she like leans back a bit with an arm on the table, and she says, "Yes, and that reminds me. You said you had a scoop about Mr. Killian Liu. He is Silverquill. That does track."
Yeah. Is that his name?
If you're talking about Dean Ambrose's son, then that is Killian, all right.
Motiva's
As
going. Oh, go ahead.
you're both talking, the boy next to her looks infinitely more intrigued by the conversation and is kind of watching you, waiting for what you're about to say.
Motiva's gonna put up a hand and say, to be fair, please, dear God, don't get your hopes up because this might just be something you already know. And Motiva's gonna go over the duel. And she's going to try and play it up. Can I roll performance?
Yeah, because you're trying to make it like a really dynamic storytelling experience.
Yes, but I am going to specifically try to not mention Rowan.
Okay, that's really good. We can do that. Go ahead and roll performance.
18.
18. Okay. You see that they're both pretty impressed by it, and afterwards they kind of nod, and Mina kind of waves a hand and say, "Well, I suppose it is true. We kind of did already know about Fury Gale, and for reasons that I'm sure you're aware, we can't write about Fury Gale, but it's always very interesting to find out who has beef." That sounded personal. And she like looks at like Gray, and he's also like thinking, and he kind of rubs at his chin and sort of taps the quill on the table and is like, "We could try to find who that is." His opponent, anyway.
He was pretty distinctive. I don't think it would be hard to find him. He had a pretty mean look.
Is true, though green hair isn't particularly distinctive amongst the Witherbloom gang. Uh,
Yeah.
you see Mina go to shrug and say, "I mean, I know Witherblooms. I could try to put my feelers out for it. I think finding out who someone finding out who's getting under Mr. Killian Lou's skin, I think, definitely seems worth the effort. And you see them both sort of go to kind of quietly talking about the logistics. What are they gonna do? What do they think's happening? That sort of thing. And it's once again they're kind of starting this conversation that you can kind of keep up with, but it's going like a mile a minute, you know.
I want to mention, I think that's very good for Motiva's brain, even if she doesn't understand half of it.
Yeah,
Very good for her brain.
very
Free
good stim.
ASMR.
Oh yeah, 100%.
She's gonna just keep taking pictures of the room.
Sure. You take a bunch of pictures. It's very neat. Some of the books here seem kind of cool, but not. You would have to like take the time to actually look at some of the spines if you wanted to like hear any of the titles.
Motiva's going to turn around and she's going to say, I also wanted to bring something up.
They both kind of go to look at you, and the boy says, "Yes."
Motiva takes a picture of him
Uh,
and she flips it around.
he kind of leans in closer and kind of squints at it and just looks up at you and's like, "What did you just do?"
I took a picture of you. I was going to say, if I ever see him, I'll just take a picture of him and I can show you guys what he looks like. I can also take videos too.
A video?
Yeah. Motiva is gonna she's gonna look to fucking Mina and say, do the ink thing again.
You see her go to look like confused, but she basically does that thing again, but instead she kind of like picks up some ink out of the inkwell and then like floats it around and then puts it back down.
I take a video of that.
Do you show it to Mina?
Yep, I show it to both of them.
You see Mina goes to take the phone out of your hand to kind of watch this short video you took like on repeat. And you see her eyes, they light up like they're excited, yes, but there's also something very like a light switch is turning on, and she says, "Now this is a tool that could get us very far."
Well, I knew it. I wanted to check their intentions, and I knew it. They're witches. They're witches, a lot of them.
Everybody here at
Devil.
Strixhaven is witch.
They're devils. Evil. Pure goddamn wickedness. Motiva nods and she says, "Yeah, I wanted to ask you because where I'm from," and she nods her head to Gray and says, "It's very rude of me to not introduce myself. My name is Motiva. Uh, Mina ran an article about the planeswalkers, and I was one of them. Where I'm from, reporters and such all carry around devices such as this. They're just cameras or recorders.
You see
Whenever
him.
I said that nothing is printed anymore, this is why."
You see him go to like nod and think about it, and he says, "I can see why they'd keep it if it's something as useful as this. With this, you wouldn't have to worry about things like hearsay. You'd be able to offer up direct proof of things. Of course, there are ways to record sound sometimes, but things like this with a visual, there's a lot of things you could uncover with that sort of thing." And you see he goes to kind of shake his head and sort of straighten his coat and says, "But introductions, I'm Grayson, Grayson Wildemere." And he goes to hold out his hand to shake it.
I do the little earnest shake.
Nice. He shakes you, and he has a very no business, no, very serious business handshake.
Oh.
You know what I
All
mean?
business.
All
Yeah, I
business.
get you.
Sirs.
Stiff.
Yes. Um,
Uh,
sorry, go ahead.
Motiva will butt in and say it's not just visual, it's also audio. And she's going to pull up her lecture and she's going to say, I can record for hours.
Mina goes to kind of watch your lecture recording that started as a recording and then turned into a video. And she kind of just like laughs and she says, "Now where can I get one of these?"
Earth, Terra, the Sol System, Andromeda.
And you see she goes to laugh and she says, "I assume that means that they're only where you're from, right?"
Uh, Nobody has said otherwise, so yeah, I'm gonna assume that.
So you hear Grayson kind of listen to this conversation and speak up kind of suddenly. How much?
So, uh, she's gonna. Motiva's going to twirl her hands a bit, and she's gonna say, "Give me a second." And Motiva's gonna try and do math. Very hard for her, I know. And she's gonna
Yes.
try and figure out and remember how she got her money, how much she gave, what she got back. Can I say that Motiva knows how Earth money converts to gold now?
Yes, 100%. And I will go ahead and give you the easy conversion of the $1,000 I gave you is equivalent to 100 gold that they got. So one gold is about $10.
Okay. Motiva's gonna look at her phone and she's gonna say, so, it's expensive. You basically have to rent it. And I'm gonna look up the exact phone Motiva has.
Yeah, I think we also have it listed in your costs, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gonna look over there.
Motiva's going to point and she's gonna say,
Oh, never
uh,
mind. You didn't buy your phone.
yeah, me mum bought me phone.
Yes. Okay. Go look it up then.
It's not in dollars, darling.
What?
It's not in dollars.
What do you mean?
The price on the site that I'm looking at is not in dollars. Hello?
Give me your phone again. What's it?
Uh, Redmi 6A.
Yeah, give me a second. Um, on. Oh, this really is not as expensive as I thought it would be, actually. Most places have it listed for about 120.
Okay. Motiva's going to say it goes for, I think that would be like 12 gold.
Yeah. You see, Grayson go to nod and say, okay, and he starts pulling out a wallet.
Motiva fucking wheezes and she says, what do you want? Wait, whoa, hold on. There's stipulations with this.
He kind of looks at you and he raises an eyebrow and he says, okay, and those stipulations would be.
Motiva's going to explain how you have to buy a phone in Earth. She's going to explain like how it works. Like most things are cut off. She's going to explain how half of the functionalities on that phone just doesn't work. And she's going to say, if you want something that would be more convenient, I'd recommend a Polaroid camera or a recorder.
Okay, and how much are those? Do you have access to them?
Right now? No. Wait, were you gonna buy my phone off of me?
Yes, I asked you how much it would be, and I was going to
Uh,
give you gold for it.
Motiva holds her phone and she says, this is expensive. My mom bought it.
You see him go to empty out a bag and you see 40 gold pieces on the table in front of him and he says, "How much?"
Motiva's gonna point. Is he rich? Are you rich? How do you have all this money?
Uh Well, first and foremost, I'm an entrepreneur, but yes, I am from a family that is very well to do, but this is all my money that I've made since coming here.
Oh no, I can believe that. Uh, Motiva's just gonna wiggle her wrist and she's gonna say, "Okay, I'll make you a deal, but it's a long haul deal."
I would like to hear the specifications of this deal before agreeing to it.
Oh, of course, I'm not gonna trick you or anything. I'm not a little fey creature. Uh, Motiva will look around. She says, "Can I sit?"
Mina pulls you up a chair and lets you sit, and she kind of like stands behind you, like hands on the back of the chair, sort of watching you guys both interact. She seems also
Uh,
very interested in this potential deal.
Motiva looks at me and she's, if you want the phone too, you gotta listen on this too.
Okay.
Okay. Motiva will put her hands forward and she will say, "I am supposed to visit for holidays. There is a holiday that's supposed to be coming up. It's called Halloween. I will get you phones then. I cannot give you my phone in good conscience. I think my mom's would kill me."
You see Grayson in front of you go to kind of slowly nod and say, "That's understandable. Do you know
Uh,
about when you would want to visit for holidays?"
uh, Motiva will think, and she says, "Halloween is on October 31st," which I know means nothing to you.
I was about to say.
But how many days is that?
Uh,
Actually, Motiva's gonna pull out her phone. How many days is that?
yeah, hold on, let me look it up for you really quick. That is going to be about. I'm going to get over to the calendar really quick. Okay, until Halloween. Almost 2 months. It's in about 56 days.
They're gonna hate that. Motiva's gonna fucking count down her calendar. 1, 10, 15, 20, 30, 52 days.
You see, yeah, you're right. Grayson doesn't look particularly pleased by that, but he nods and he thinks about it and he says, and the price of this would be 12 gold each, correct?
Might be a little more considering tax, but yes. This is not a me tax, this is like federal tax.
Understandable, taxes are always like that. Uh, and you see Mina kind of goes to lean forward, and it means that she kind of leans like right next to where your head is, as she's kind of leaning over, and she says, "You know, Gray, it would be really useful if we both had one." Um, and you see that he just goes to really casually nod, and he goes to start writing up. You can see from here, he's writing up a contract essentially, and he's counting
Oh
out
my
how
fucking
much
god.
gold he's about to put down for this.
Motiva will pipe up and say, "If you can find a way to get me sent home earlier, I can do that. But,
You can choose your holidays whenever you like.
well, I don't know. I don't think, the staff would appreciate grabbing phones for random people holiday.
Oh no, you can just say that you want to go home, and you can go home for the week.
Uh,
You
the
just don't.
week.
Yes, classes are signed up for a week. So if you don't want to take class for a week, you just don't sign up for one, and you can go home and come back.
Well, damn, at that point, I might as well just buy you guys cameras too. Motiva just thinks, and she thinks real big. And she thinks with her big brain. And she's going to say, okay, so what do you like about this? What do you like about these? And she's going to tap on the phone. Do you like that it's small? Do you like more that it's small and records, or do you just like that it records?
You see Grayson go to think, and he says, I like that it is a visual and auditory medium at the same time. I can record audio, but the visual is very interesting.
Uh,
I'm not particularly worried about the size. I don't. And he kind of like gives a bit of a laugh and a smile, and he says, I don't peddle in secrets. I peddle in things that are true. I don't need to skulk around for my information.
oh, I'm not talking about that. I don't think you guys are skulkers. I will warn you, though. I was going to say I could buy you a Polaroid, too. And that's instantly more convenient because you can actually print it out. It's a printed photo.
That also
And I'm
looks
sure you.
makes them look very interesting, and says, and how much would those be?
So, bad news. I am not invested in the camera world, but I think they run for about $80, $80, 8 gold. I can pick a pretty color. And Motiva is going to explain how Polaroids work.
Delicious. I think you explained it, and I think they get the concept pretty well. And you see that they both kind of nod, and they start doing like a bit of math, and they also start talking again to each other in the way that they've been doing, where it's like specifically talking about like the logistics of how it would help what they're doing, or like what they would need and what they wouldn't need. Um, and they kind of come to the consensus that maybe one recorder, two cameras
Okay.
would be useful. Grayson goes to count out gold and say, I mean, if you can get two phones and two cameras, then that also is technically doable, but it depends entirely on how much extra you would need for each item.
I don't know. I want to mention Motiva is sitting like the little fucking neurodivergent worm
Oh,
she
yeah.
is.
Oh, I love her so much.
Her fucking legs crossed up on the goddamn chair, hunched over. She kind of shrugs and she just is like, oh, I think that like if you give me that, I'll just go buy it all in one go and then just come back. Like, I'm pretty sure all of that money could buy all of those things at once, yeah?
All of it, yes. If we're going by the conversions right now, everything would probably be about. Keep in mind also, I don't charge you tax because I'm lazy.
I know. I just thought
But
it would funny. It was funny to include a tax.
no, 100%. Also, feel free to try to get a profit if like you think you can barter it out, right? But basically, 12 plus 12 is 24 plus 16. Oh yeah, that would be a full 40.
Yeah, Motiva points at that and she says, all of that together could get all of those things at once. I could go right to a Walmart, I could get all that stuff, and I could be out in 10 minutes.
You see him nod, and he says, "That sounds like a deal then." And as he's kind of filling this out, and he says, "Now, when exactly did you say that you were gonna go again? The 2 months is still doable if you want to actually wait for one of your holidays. But if you want to go sooner, then I would love to know that in this." And he kind of taps on the paper.
Motiva shrugs and she says, well, the thing is that, like I said, everything is really close by to my house, so I don't. taking a week off is really excessive for a trip that takes 10 minutes.
That is also very fair. You could always talk about going to visit on one of the free days.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, you get
Oh, that would be
another
cute.
one in about me checking my watch. 5 days.
Oh, forgot. God, that's soon. Sure, I'll do it then.
All right. And he goes to mock up this. It's a very loose leaf contract. It's not super bogged down in legalese. It's kind of just to have something signed. And he hands it out to you and asks, "Does this sound good? Everything in agreement?"
She points at and she says, "I want to be a snot. I want to be selfish." And
How so?
Motiva's going to point and she's going to say, "I want to know who this Killian character is because he freaked me the hell out."
You see that they both kind of look to each other, and Grayson goes to shrug a shoulder and he says, I mean, I could definitely tell you about him. Mina keeps track of things happening on campus, and I'm generally the one who keeps track of the people on campus. I can definitely make that a stipulation as part of this deal. I don't mind talking to you about him.
Even if he's the son of a dean.
He kind of just gives a shrug and says, I mean, his name is in enough mouths as it is. He won't come after me. I'm not going to say anything slanderous or incorrect, just things I've heard.
Motiva nods and she says, "I'm not insinuating you are. I just think it's kind of cool that you're willing to do that. Most people I know would chicken out."
uh, I'll take that as a compliment then. I like to think that in, well, both of my lines of work, I suppose, you need to have a bit of guts. It is a bit of a risky field.
Uh, how about 2 phones for 2 people? I'd also like to know about Quintilius.
Oh, yes, the Prismari.
Yeah, he scares the heebie-jeebies out of me.
I also know a decent bit of information about him. I can give you the scoop.
Delightful. Motiva's gonna slide it over. Can you write that down?
Of course. And he goes to faithfully write down that another stipulation is that you are also paid in information about 2 different individuals to your satisfaction.
Motiva reads it, and she reads it again, and she says, "Ma, I'm not breaking any promises," and she signs off on it.
Nice. And Grayson slides over 40 gold pieces. Add that to your inventory.
I'm going to set it the fuck aside because, like hell, I'm going to spend that. I would.
Exactly.
This is the devil's fucking lands now.
Can you fucking imagine if you did that? Can you imagine?
I can't. The disappointment I think that I would be sent my way. No, 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 no,
No,
no,
no, no, no,
no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no. Okay, I'm gonna pause really quick because I'm gonna run to the bathroom and then I'm gonna give you some of the information and then we're gonna chat a little bit while you're in this section with Mina and Grayson, and then we'll see if we have enough sauce to do another thing. But let me pause really quick because I have to use the bathroom. All right, so this is the section where tell me what you want to know about either of these people you want to know about.
Oh, fuck, man. Motiva's going to point and say, so first things first, how does the dean's son get to attend the school without worrying that he's gonna get favoritism and nepotism and all that?
That's a very good question, actually. Give me a second. I'm on Killian's wiki page, so give me a second.
I also hope you like this little deal I've cut.
I think it's very fun. I love deals. I love deals.
Motiva wiggling modern technology in front of these kids. Hey! Oh, I forgot to tell them about the battery. I'll make sure to tell them about that.
Yeah. Uh, I think that if you tell them, they definitely don't seem too worried about it because they're like confident that they can figure out a solution.
Yeah.
1 second.
I don't want to. I don't want these kids to feel like I'm cheating them. I think they'll kill me.
Be careful with silver quills. Which I don't know if you picked up on his jacket, but both of them are silver quills.
Yeah, it kind of wigged me out how he had like the blue thing going on.
Yeah, right?
I don't know why they did that. It's fun. I know
I'm
you're
pretty sure
allowed
it's
to
because
change it, but like,
I'm pretty sure it's because like he was from a card is the issue. It's
uh,
like how Nora isn't in Prismari colors, even though Nora's Prismari.
yeah.
But 1 second. I think to your question of like, oh, how does he not get nepotism and favoritism? I actually think that Grayson would snort at that and say, if anything, I feel like he gets it harder than other students.
Ooh, ooh. Is this the kid who got sent to the bog by his fucking dad?
You don't know. But Grayson kind of goes on to like talk and kind of shrug and say he's got big shoes to fill, big expectations.
Damn, I'd also go to duels if I was constantly pestered. You didn't hear me say that.
Hits the whip. Anyways, what else do you want to know about Mr. Killian or Mr. Quintilius?
Why the fuck is Quintilius like that?
Like what exactly?
You know, and she's gonna limp wrist.
Mm. I think Grayson just looks at you and say he's an actor. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of Prismaris that I meet seem to be a bit. And he also limp wrists back at you, and Mina like smacks him in the shoulder. And he's like, "What?"
No. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
Thanks.
go ahead.
No, that's all I was gonna say. I hope you liked that.
I love that. Motiva's gonna nod and say, "Yeah, no, art students are always like that." But why is he so aggressive with recruiting? Why is he competing with Xanther? Are they like friendly rivals, or like is Quintilius actually aggressive?
I've never seen Quintilius get aggressive. If anything, he's one of the students I've never even seen do a duel, so that's something that I know about him. I've heard a bit about the rivalry with Xanther, but that's kind of something new that's cropped up. It might just be, um, the want to have performing arts students join your club over other clubs. There kind of is a surplus of performing arts clubs, so I can imagine if you see somebody who would be a good fit for your group, I would also imagine the want to uh, win out over other clubs, especially with the lack of time. You only really have enough time for maximum of two anyway.
Mm. Motiva's gonna oh, she's gonna snap her fingers. What year are they?
I will tell you. Let me get it open. Year distribution. Killian is a third year. Quintilius is a second year.
Oh. Wow, Dev's in a world of heartbreak. I have a friend that I think, well, actually, both of them I think have a crush on him. My roommates, poor things.
Well, they can join a bunch of other Prismari students if that's where they're leaning.
Does he have a fan club?
Fan club, not necessarily, nothing as specific, but he definitely has sort of an entourage of people that vie for his attention, some of which skew romantic, so that's nothing particularly
Mm.
surprising.
Does he get daily romantic confessions? I imagine Prismari confessions are even worse than ones I've seen. Uh, Beckoning, begging, will you date me in the snow with rocks or something?
I've heard of only a couple of those, but then again, I'm not too entrenched on things that happen in other campuses. I mostly just keep up with the well, for lack of a better word, gossip.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Then I'm sure you know what I'm gonna ask next. Reverse Uno, how's Killian's harassment life? Or are people too scared to talk to him?
You would actually be surprised at how few people I see him with. I actually only think I know of one friend he has, a witherbloom by the name of Dina. She's a dryad.
I know her.
Oh, well, they're friends.
Oh, interesting. She's very friendly.
Hello.
Well, did she?
Okay, what else do you want to know?
Why do you think Killian would have done a duel?
Well, well, I suppose telling you this might give you a bad idea in your head, but silver quills in particular are known to be a bit more aggressive. Dueling is actually a part of our curriculum, generally speaking. So maybe
But
if you just wanted to
like,
fight someone.
I'm guessing there's checks and balances though.
Yes, those are generally in class. I'm just saying that a part of our core curriculum is fighting each other. So silver quills in particular are more likely to do honor duels. I assume the reason why we're mostly interested in this is the idea of like who pissed off him enough to make him want to fight them.
Yes,
But it's
specifically
not.
somebody,
What's up?
specifically somebody with a different campus culture than him.
Well, there's actually a lot of infighting between campuses, but that's neither here nor there.
What?
Yes, there's a bit of an instilled rivalry between colleges. And there's also just a big difference in ideologies. A lot of duels tend to be between people from different colleges of the
Hmm.
of the Fury Gale variety. But I suppose I was just giving you clarification on why he would be the type to duel somebody. I suppose it's not a particular reach for Silver Quills. Otherwise, I'm not really sure why he would do that.
Maybe he's fighting for the Dryad lady's attention.
No, that would be juicy. If you find
That
any
would be fun.
confirmation for that, I would love to hear it.
Well, I can't promise I'll meet her again. I said that I know her. I know her, quote unquote. I had to be directed to the witch's clinic.
I see. Makes sense.
She seemed nice overall, though. If he's that antisocial, she must be doing something to make him not feel lonely.
Could be birds of a feather. If I recall, Dina also does not have that many social entanglements. Sure, there's a long list of people that she tutors, but I don't see a lot of I don't hear a lot of stories about what she gets up to, which in my mind means that she doesn't do much.
Well, that's gonna get you in trouble. The people that do the most are the people that stay under the radar.
Fair enough.
Though they usually don't end up doing gossipy things. Usually it's just crime.
You see him go
I
to write
say,
down a small sentence on a piece of paper.
Motiva raises up her hand. This is coming from somebody who comes from a place that's a little bit dangerous.
Understandable.
But yeah, if you meet somebody who absolutely isolates themselves and only talks to a select person, that's usually a really bad sign. I don't know dryad years, but the human brain doesn't really function fully until it's like 28. So you're supposed to get a lot of socializing. So they're socially handicapping themselves on purpose.
I will say, I don't know particularly much about dryads' brains, but I do know that dryads are very community-based creatures. That's why I have a tack in the fact that I don't see her hanging out with people often. That's a bit strange.
That's weird.
Yeah. Then again, I suppose most people would say that seeing a dryad outside of their grove is also strange, but we do have a handful of dryads on campus, so it's not that weird, to me at least, that somebody would separate from their grove to come to school.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, is Quintilius scary? He scares me.
Scary? To me, not quite. I find that he has more bark than bite, if I had to say anything. It is not great to be on his bad side, but I feel like there are worst enemies to have.
Like you guys?
Well, and he doesn't continue.
Motiva nods her head and she says, "Don't worry, don't worry. I've already been given the entire stick about how Silver Quill students will absolutely raise your butt. I totally get it. You're totally fine."
Well, at least you know. It's a good lesson to take into consideration.
Oh no, 100%. I've already done college life. I know to stay away from poli-sci students. And Motiva's gonna shoot off another question before you can respond to that.
Awesome. What's the question?
How do I ask this? Actually, no. Motiva's going to think for a second and she's gonna ask about a different student. You don't have to answer this because it's not a part of the stipulations, but it would just make me happy.
I'll think about it if it's a topic I want to talk about.
So what did Rowan do?
What?
Rowan, she did something.
What's the last name on that?
Dude, can it starts with an S, yeah.
No, it's Kenrith.
It's it.
That was way off, wrong. Bestie.
Rowan Kenrith, she did something funky with the funny little fountain.
You guys have to stop calling it a fountain. Nobody knows what you mean.
I cannot remember what it's called.
It's called
ever.
a snarl. It's the Strixhaven snarl.
The Strixhaven snarl looks like a funny little fountain. Okay.
No, the fountain is below the snarl. The snarl looks like a sun.
How I remember things is my business.
There's just a fountain underneath it.
Okay. What did Rowan do to the Strixhaven snarl?
You see, when you ask this question, they both look confused. You're mainly talking to Grace, and Babina is also there, and they kind of look to each other and say, there hasn't been a situation with the snarl. If Rowan did anything with it, I mean, you can cast spells there. I don't keep track of that, but if you're talking about something of note, I don't know a particular lot about either of the Kenriths. They kind of stick to their own. They don't really act like
Interesting.
other students here.
Fascinating. Motiva is going to smile and she's going to say, so I know something you don't. Wild. Crazy.
Wanna run that by me?
Motiva's gonna bring up how Rowan talked about how her and Will lost his leg and how her head got fucked up from using a spell with the snarl.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was
Interesting.
gonna say, it sounds like something you guys should like know.
He starts scribbling down more things. Mina, you can get on that, right? And she's like, yep. And she like taps the top of the table. And she kind of smiles to you and says, you are a little blessing that's fallen into our lap.
Motiva just smiles and she says, yeah, I don't know if you guys know this. People think I'm an idiot, so people just don't suspect a wall, like a fly on the wall.
You know you'd be good here.
Got bad news. I don't break promises. I've already promised away my time.
Fair enough, but we'll be here if you ever change your mind.
Motiva is going to wiggle on the chair and she's going to say, oh, by the way, if you want to run that story, I recommend you don't, because if you don't know about it, I think it's because Professor Onyx covered it up, and I'm pretty sure I'm the most recent person told about this, so I think Rowan will actually kill me.
Well, if it's a cover up, we should definitely look into it. It's a
Yeah, but don't
cover up.
publish it. I mean, maybe, but don't mention me because I'm not kidding. Motiva, like, kind of moves her hand. She says, I didn't end my last conversation with Rowan on the best of terms. So I don't want her coming after me because I tend to try not get angry at people. It's a pretty bad thing. I don't have control over my magic and it doesn't go well.
You see, they both kind of look at each other, and Mina goes to put her hand over across the table to pat yours gently and say, "If we do, we'll make sure not to mention your name."
Aw, thank you. And then Motiva will take the bag of money and she's going to put it in her guitar bag. And she's going to say, well, this has been great.
Yeah, it's been fun. You should stop by again.
I'd love to. I like your guys' company. Lots of chattering. Very good for my brain.
What can I say? You're easy to talk to.
Aw, thanks. I know it. I'm a little chameleon. It's my one talent. And she's going to give a hearty wave and say, Mia, it's been great hanging out. Love talking to you. And Grace, it's been really nice meeting you.
They both give you sort of a nod and a likewise and a wave as you run off. And I think this is a good time to stop for today, but this was really fun.
Oh, am I not going to be able to talk with Chad?
Well, no, because remember I brought up earlier that we might have to cut these in half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.